They have a great honors program there now.
All right.
Hey,
Like
and welcome to
23rd
Armchair
public college in the
Quarterback.
country.
So anyway,
Here we go again, Patriots. And
Yeah.
Phil, you had the Patriots.
I did take the Patriots.
You're
and
bold.
They, what can I say?
Made it look easy.
They proved something, I think, this week on the road, looking good in all phases of the game. And welcome to the NFL, Jonas Gray.
yeah, how many fantasy people
I was playing
blew it
against
up,
Jonas Gray.
went out and picked him up, or
Couldn't believe the
you
guy
know who
started
it
Jonas
was,
Gray. I was like,
you know?
how the hell how this guy
How-
beat
how-
me?
how can
Jonas
you
Gray
know?
with
I
50
saw somebody
fantasy
won $1
points.
million bucks.
Yeah, I saw that on
you
was
know,
it DraftKings,
whatever,
or
DraftKings,
FanDuel,
FanDuel,
one of those
whatever.
things, $1 million. How did you notice that?
Yeah.
But anyway, the Patriots win this one convincingly. They actually updated the stats, 201 yards.
Yep,
When
so
the game
not
ended,
199, he got
yeah,
201.
and he is also the AFC Player of the Week.
Yep.
Couldn't stop him.
Unstoppable.
And I have Vereen on my team. I'm like, just give Vereen one touchdown. And I
Nope,
win.
and they just ran the ball. And
They ran 'em and
the
ran 'em and
offensive
ran 'em.
line looked good.
Didn't-
So
And
I
good
would,
old Gronk had a nice.
yeah, I
play.
would have to say that was some good game planning because they knew how they were going to attack them.
They knew exactly
know?
almost what was coming.
Yeah.
And they,
So-
I mean, and Hilton was not really a force. Reggie Wayne had a couple of big catches.
Yeah.
Fleener actually,
He looked good.
Fleener was,
he actually-
he was on my bench.
he was like the
really
third
good.
go-to guy.
And he made
whereas
some
the,
great catches, some great footwork.
Yeah, but
boy, the
but that
Patriots-
was their only offense, you know. So
Yeah, and Patriots actually coming into this game was a 3-point dog.
And they lose Bradshaw for the year, which is going to hurt because he was
Yeah.
playing pretty well.
Right, because Richardson has not really
panned out
picked
at
up.
all.
No,
huh?
and you
So,
think about where the Cleveland Browns traded up to get this guy.
yeah.
It has not worked out.
Funny, you know what's amazing? I was just thinking, like when we started the show this year, I believe I picked the Patriots over the Packers in the Super Bowl.
It's looking
And
good.
2 or 3 weeks into the season, I was like, why did they ever pick those guys? They were both kind of so out of the gate.
Well,
Now, I mean, they're looking like they're both in the mix.
I
anyway.
know, but the funny thing is, and you look back and the fans were in an uproar.
Going to drive Brady's over the hill.
Yeah. Oh
He's
my
all
God, he
washed up.
could have, you know what, shipped him right out of town.
Time for the
You know?
rookie.
Yeah, that Kansas City Monday night
And-
debacle was he told, oh, they're done, they're
You
over
know,
the hill.
but
and
like
then
in Green Bay, the same thing, and then the
relaxed statements.
yeah, which was, you know what, and that's probably something that the Pats always keep their mouth shut or whatnot.
A couple of
But-
cool customers, though, Rodgers and Brady.
Yeah, but maybe Belichick is right saying with the way the practice schedule is now and the amount of hitting that you can do, and
Yeah,
he's like
yeah.
the first couple of games are really like an extended preseason because we don't get to play, So
Right, and they babied Gronkowski, certainly in those early
that's
games.
okay.
didn't
Look at
have
him
like playing a different like a zone.
Revis
whatever.
wasn't that man-to-man style. They're
and-
dropping him
and
back
now you
off.
got Brown back and yeah, but
Well,
let's not get ahead of
It's
ourselves.
it's a
either.
marathon. It's
Yeah,
not a sprint.
exactly. So
anyway, the
this
Patriots
week they
good.
look good.
Yeah.
So
And they got Detroit coming in. Before we do, let's look at the highlights from the
Atlanta in first place.
Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta 4-6.
that's awesome,
Right?
What an awesome division.
We all
it
laughed.
is.
They were over.
Yeah.
They were done
Yeah.
like 3 weeks ago. They were out of it.
you know what? Okay, here's the highlights. Let's look, Phil. So
But yeah, and the Patriots they just take the gloves off. The offensive line pushing really the Colts all over the place in this one. They controlled the offensive line pretty much the entire game.
but remember, Pittsburgh put up 55 on the Colts. So
Yeah, that was in Pittsburgh. They got maybe a little bit of
Right,
an advantage, but the Patriots, the Colts, maybe not that elite team. I mean,
Not yet.
They have those.
They got exposed a little bit.
They have the offensive weapons, and they're saying the defense has improved, but not on this night.
No, Pats were much the best this game. I mean, maybe they just had a good game and the Colts had a bad game, but they didn't seem like they were ready for prime time.
Yeah, and then
Going
I mean,
into the game, you thought
that's
maybe.
textbok Revis right there. Just totally has him covered the entire time. The tip, McCourty with the interception, perfectly played.
yeah.
And this is pretty much what you expect out of Revis. I mean that type of defense. And there's the second touchdown, second of 4 on the night for Jonas Gray.
Killed me.
A guy who was on the practice squad.
I was looking-
A lot of
I had
people didn't even know his name.
Well, and in the meantime, the guy that really, I mean, I know it was really that he's replaced, but the guy that you let go out of town is now walking off the field because he's not getting any playing time.
Yeah.
And Blount.
Right. Well,
Blunt's
we
walks off
talked
the
about
field.
certain guys that go from team to team to team.
Yeah.
If
There's-
they were
there's a
really
reason.
good, they might stick, but You wonder about these guys.
Did
that play
Brady, did Brady throw the worst interception though?
Yeah,
Right,
that was
right
a
before
long
halftime.
time. What was
Yeah,
that?
brutal.
He thought he could pop it over to
Yeah, throws
Gronk.
off his back foot and it turned
That
into
was
points.
horrible.
And then there's the touchdown there as a result of that play. The Colts
Our
making the
team
game
needs-
at 14.
Be quiet. You haven't done anything all year. You be quiet.
And in the second half,
And second half adjustments, a couple adjustments
Yeah.
because they had scored and it was still, but they were just ripping off big chunks of yards.
yeah, and this one here, a convincing drive, time-consuming drive as well.
Yeah.
Right down the field, and then
And both sides, left
and
and
also
right.
you gotta love the way that Gray runs, north and south. No,
Yep.
no dancing around, and then Gronkowski with the nice little, I guess, cherry on top of
Oh
this.
man,
This thing.
Jeez, that guy. He's just a
Well,
highlight.
someone was jarring at him all night long, and they.
You don't want to go
The guy
down.
that broke his arm on the
Yeah.
special teams.
So,
And you want to get in that
I
guy's
like
way?
this little dance at the end. I hope they give us the little shimmy shake.
but I wish he wouldn't jump up like that and expose himself. I'd rather just see him, put your shoulder down,
He didn't
Gronk,
barrel-
and just.
barrel-
He only
guys.
knows
Big-
one style. You know what I mean?
The
He's
Gronk
an
jump,
animal.
Bronco jump.
But like, look, that's a
He's got some good
that's
dance
an
moves,
injury
too.
right there, though. Oh.
Patriots win this one going away 42-20. Just totally impressive
doubt.
performance this week.
Detroit coming to town this week.
We'll see.
Detroit Lions right now.
On
at
again, off
7-3.
again. They
They
were
played.
7-2.
They went out to Arizona. They just couldn't go. You got to take your hat off to Arizona's defense. They play tough.
Yeah.
That's a prime time.
And that game was a hard hitting game. If
Well,
you caught
that's
any of that.
that's another game there that Arizona loses their quarterback.
Didn't
and-
miss a beat though.
Well,
Yeah. It was
but
Drew Stanton. We're trying to think of the guy's
Drew
name.
Stanton, but Jake Plummer goes down and
Or Carson Palmer.
Not to be
Casa
confused
Palmer,
with
sorry,
Giancarlo
Kid on
Stanton.
my kid's team. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Wrong
That's
one.
going back a few
Yeah.
years.
So Casa
Jake
Palmer
the
goes
Snake.
down,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah, Giancarlo Stanton.
Not to
and he
diverge
comes in.
into baseball,
But,
but really.
but look, you only put up 14 points.
Correct.
So that game's
Well, and the thing is,
14-6.
yeah, I mean, Detroit
So-
is, the Patriots have a good test. I mean, don't say that, they're going to walk all over
Yeah,
Detroit.
they
Detroit
won't run
is
the ball like that.
Detroit's the number one
You know,
defense,
well, yeah,
score-wise.
so,
against
so
the
we'll
line.
see.
So,
We'll
a little
see.
different game plan, I
Yep,
think, for Coach
I would
Bill
think.
this week.
I would think so too. And you know what? You got to keep Brady upright. So that's the whole key. So, but their offensive line looked good. They looked
Much
good.
improved.
Much improved. So,
Yeah, I mean, because they were laughable in that Kansas City Monday night game, and it was like they're talking about the tuba player and some of these replacements, and where's Menkins, and they blew it, and it's over.
Yeah.
They have been as impressive as any team in the NFL.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah,
So-
you got it going right now.
and you know what? The beauty of last week was Denver was horrible.
Denver is brutal.
Couple
I
injuries,
looked
key
up. I
injuries.
looked up a fact in that the Denver Broncos have never beaten St. Louis Rams in St. Louis ever.
St. Louis
Ever.
Rams.
Last
looked
time they
pretty
did.
good.
Last time they did, they were called the
Played-
St.
they
Louis
played
Cardinals.
all the big teams hard this year.
Yeah,
St.
they
Louis.
played. Their
with-
losses have not been that.
Yeah,
good.
no,
Without a quarterback, and so but anyway, so now that gives the Pats a little bit of breathing room. You got some tough games coming up. You got Detroit this week, then you go to the West Coast, San
It's
Diego,
San Diego
and
and
Green
Green
Bay.
Bay. That should be a classic.
So and
San Diego's cooled off though.
yeah,
They struggled to beat Oakland at home.
yeah.
Don't worry, Philip Rivers is going to play this weekend.
So oh good.
Well-
But you got a game. You have a game in hand now.
Right.
So
Yep. 'Cause you beat the Colts head to head. You
So-
beat Denver head to head. Ends in a tie. You win those tiebreakers.
Right.
Kansas City might be the team.
Exactly. Imagine that,
Keep it-
though,
yeah.
huh? So, but Kansas City has a tough. They got a little bit of a run there. They have to still play Denver, right? I think.
again.
So I don't know, but you look at the schedules,
Yeah.
but
But anyway, we'll take a look at the standings right now. Might be a little pre-Thanksgiving, maybe a little too early, but we're going to look at the AFC breakdown. Patriots right now, number one seed. You wouldn't have thought that
No.
maybe
Who
a
would
few
have
weeks
thought,
ago.
yes.
No.
Denver right now at 7-3. Rough game in St. Louis this week. They're at 7-3. Cincinnati, kind of surprising, going into New Orleans and kicking the Saints' butt.
that's 2 in a row
Shocking.
at home for
Yes,
New
two
Orleans
Saints
losses.
home losses. Shocking. Indianapolis falls back
who
at
beat
6-4.
New Orleans last week?
Cincinnati.
We both
Cincinnati.
had 'em. Yeah, after they got
Yeah.
smoked, they looked terrible the week.
Yeah.
Kansas City looks
What a Dr. Jekyll Hyde Mr. Team.
they're a
that is.
tough team to figure.
Well, and you know what? They lost that game. San Fran went in and beat them too, and they should have won that game.
Yeah,
but,
right.
You know,
And then
Well, they look bad,
Cincinnati, loses that game to Cleveland. Looks horrible at home.
Yeah, so-
Absolutely terrible.
Now, and then Cleveland turns around and loses to Houston.
Yeah.
So
It's-
you know,
who knows? And
parity.
Pittsburgh at 7-4, kind of struggled down the stretch. Tennessee gave them a pretty good shot, I thought, on Monday night, but they pull it out. And then over the NFC, this is going to be a hilarious one. The Atlanta Falcons, we talked about it a second ago, now in first place in that division at 4-6.
You know,
Is 7-9 going to win that thing?
well, you know,
probably.
the sad thing is you're going to have a real good team. You
Who's
know,
going to have to play at Atlanta in that first round?
or
it
that
could be
might
luck.
not even make it.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's what happened to at Arizona last
It
year.
happened to the Pat. You know,
Sure.
it makes you want to say that should it at the end of the year be by record?
Right.
You know,
We say, all right, you won the division, but you're at 4-6, you're a 6.
exactly. You know, so
But again, we'll take a look at that. Arizona at 9-1.
What's Baltimore's record? 6-4.
Baltimore 6-4.
yeah, so they're right in it too.
Green Bay at 7-3. Dallas at 7-3. Detroit at 7-3. Doing it with defense, but right now,
Yep.
Arizona with a 2-game lead for that number 1 seed right now. And
Yeah.
Arizona's been doing it with defense.
Yeah, they have some tough games coming up too.
At,
but, you know,
at Seattle this weekend, it's a pretty nice, pretty big test
so-
for that
Yeah.
for Seattle.
That's a big game.
Beast mode.
Beast Mode having some issues out there.
He's a strange dude.
Yeah, well, this is the latest thing this weekend. He pretends that he's getting his hamstring worked on. Never even comes in the locker room at halftime.
Right.
Coach Carroll not.
Coach Carroll said, "Hey, he wanted to let him work it out."
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
He's just
That's
playing it out. I
yeah.
think he's gone after this year.
There's
But he
there's
runs
no doubt.
hard. He's still,
You
still
think
one of
so?
the best
Yeah,
runners in
huh?
football. I
Hey.
think
A lot of
you know,
mileages on the odometer, I think. for him. But whatever. He's
Sometimes
a tough
what makes these guys great players makes them kind of
cuckoo,
quirky,
good.
off the field. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
you
true.
know, probably they were afraid if they went near beast mode, he might smack somebody. Who knows?
Yeah.
They don't call him beast mode for nothing.
Well, and then I guess the NFL lowers the boom this week on Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
I guess he gets
Now they
acquitted
got
of this,
Dwight
that, and the
Howard
other
on
thing.
child abuse charges. Have you heard that one?
I heard that the other
they're
day.
cracking down.
So they also Bill Cosby in trouble this week too.
Bill
and
Cosby.
that's a
Yeah,
different, that's a
30
different
years
story
ago,
for a
yeah.
different day.
I don't know that Peterson one. It hasn't been a good year for the
Black
PR.
eye for the NFL for
Yeah,
sure. As
and,
far as the PR, it's not.
And
you know what?
this was a no-win one for Goodell because I don't know if you know what I don't.
We won't get into it, but
it'd be a waste of
they're going to appeal at the NFL Players Association, this, that, and the other thing. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah,
with that.
so.
Be interesting to see if Minnesota allows him back on the field. If they win the
I don't
appeal
know.
or something.
I read today that they want him back.
Wow.
You know, they want him back, and you know, this whole thing. You know,
Adrian
I know we're not
Peterson,
gonna
you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, the
it's-
guy's a great runner, but still,
The
that's
appeal's probably heard next week, I think, or
Yeah,
something.
but
so.
you know what? Goodell he's God. You know.
Yeah.
But in passing judgment, and you know, it's just a.
Yeah, he's got the backing of the Billionaires Club.
Yeah, and it's just it's a tough road to hoe, you know.
Money
when you
talks.
start, you know, making decisions outside the legal system and just because of
Because the power that you hold.
the power that you have.
Crazy.
It's,
I have another
little crazy.
side story. You know, that Cincinnati Bengals and Saints game. We used to. It was a Jermaine Gresham throwing the ball to the Bengals fan in the crowd. The Saints guy wrestles it out of his hands or whatever. He goes, "I'm just trying to give it to my grandson."
Yeah, no, the woman, and then she's
right.
like, "Really? They made right on that. They gave it." you
Yeah,
know,
they
so-
good. And the Saints made a nice gesture of actually giving her the football, saying
Yeah.
it was meant for the Bengals fan
Yeah.
or whatever. So they both get footballs. And the woman was not harmed in any way. It was like kinda
No,
like,
but the guy's like, "No."
Yeah, he's like, I'm
I'm not.
People get crazy
Yeah,
at the
it's, you know,
It's
so hey.
unbelievable.
your favorite town, New Orleans,
Yeah.
Louisiana.
There is a house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so some crazy things around the league.
Matter of fact, I started watching American Horror Story. Have you seen the series?
I've seen a couple
some
episodes.
pretty
of
good.
it.
Jessica Lange's in it.
Yeah,
and
some
it's-
freaky
real
stuff
freaky
going
stuff.
on.
But the first one, second one was in an asylum, all different asylums. And I got a thing about, Belchertown State, Northampton State, walking through old mental institutions. I don't know if that's politically
worked in
correct.
one, Pete.
Right. We worked for, so they don't call them mentally
You're still
retarded.
working one
people
now.
like, you can't say it's mentally retarded. Well, it was DMR when I worked there. That's what they called them. They used to call them imbeciles, right? But so now it's DDS, right? So whatever. But what got me off on that team? Oh, so last night I'm watching American Horror Story Part 3.
Right.
They're walking down the street, down Bourbon Street. It's all in New Orleans, and the voodoo and the witchcraft. I'm like, oh, geez. Boy, I might not sleep tonight.
American Horror Story.
Pretty good story.
American Horror Story is that NFC South.
Yeah.
Because there's just a brutally awful division.
I picked the Whodats last week.
The Whodats.
How'd I make out?
When do the Saints ever lose two
Oh,
home
that's
games in a row?
crazy,
So that's a bad scene.
I don't know.
Let's go back to that Thursday night game where the Miami Dolphins pull it out at home. Kind of a game that both teams needed to kind of stay in this thing. So Buffalo takes the loss. They also get 6 feet of snow.
6 feet of
This
snow.
week. And it's still coming.
They're asking for 500 volunteers
To shovel snow.
to shovel snow.
you're gonna
out
take
of
it
the
to the game.
stadium, You know,
You get to sit in the snowbank of your choice for the big Buffalo Jets game.
Sounds good. Sounds like a lot of fun.
But anyway, the Buffalo Bills they fall to 5-6. Dolphins improve to 7-4.
Yep.
Probably
and if it was today, they would be a wild card team. I believe that's
right on the edge.
Right,
Only because Pittsburgh
Yeah.
won their Monday night game.
At Denver.
They sneak in.
prove something
So
at
this is
that.
actually the last week for bye weeks as well, as we go into the Thanksgiving season, kind of the big push here. Some of the other games this week, Chicago Bears get back on track this week.
Oh yeah, didn't I take Minnesota? I don't know.
A team that's going nowhere fast. The team's still a car wreck.
Yeah, so
I think I want to say that was their first home win of the year, where they had not won any games at home. They were better road team.
they're 4-6. This season's still salvageable for them if they, but you don't really see anything coming from that.
They got probably another game against.
Jay Cutler's such a tool. He could be like
Your number one?
He could, yeah.
Ahead of Phil Rivers.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We got a name, Des Bryant,
So
Brandon Marshall.
Yeah.
Round up the top 5. Throw me another one.
Yeah, some knuckleheads on that.
Dim Sum.
Yeah, no,
What's his name?
who?
Dim Sum? The big guy in Detroit, knucklehead.
Demonic Sue.
Sue,
Yeah. He'll be coming to town this week, so look out, Tom Brady. The San Francisco 49ers, they go to the Giants. They easily could have lost this game, but thanks to Eli Manning and his 5 interceptions, kept the 49ers alive in this one.
Yeah.
It's been a tough year for
49ers
Eli.
moved to 6-4.
Yep. And
Giants.
they're getting
6-4.
people back,
7-4.
and they're getting people back. So, I don't know.
Kaepernick still makes me nervous. I don't know. There's something about him.
Yeah, there's a self-destruct button on him that I just. If there's a way to lose it, he can.
You think there's a self-destruct button on Harbaugh? He
Yeah,
could
he's
have.
the head coach.
He could have a meltdown.
All of a sudden, the head just comes popping off, rolls down the field. A very volatile team in San Fran, much like Seattle. Seattle goes into Kansas City. They've never really played that well. I bought into it. I said, Seattle's got to win a road game. They don't. They lose again.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they're home.
But does Kansas? I still don't believe in Kansas City.
I don't either.
Philadelphia gets exposed too this week a little bit.
Definitely.
Sanchez was awesome.
Yeah.
He was really awesome.
Yeah, he's right back into his.
He had a couple of butt fumble moments right there in that game. It was awesome.
They were absolutely
contest.
terrible this week. Philadelphia, due for that collapse. And
Yeah.
it happened. It happened big time for them. As what did Green Bay put up? 50? Was it 53 points?
Yeah.
It's making it look too easy.
It was
Yeah,
it was
53-20 up at
Relax.
Lambeau Field. This week.
so that tells you right there. Look, if Philly's in trouble without Nick Foles at quarterback. So Sanchez went right back to being Mark Sanchez.
Yeah,
So
playing a marquee team. That's the real.
Yep.
That's the real deal right there. Denver looked terrible this week, and Denver has never played well in St. Louis against the Rams.
A couple big losses. Emmanuel Sanders, Julius Thomas.
Yeah, and Monty Ball was on the field for like maybe 2 plays.
You think that hit on Sanders was a bad hit? I didn't think it was a bad hit.
It was shoulder on shoulder.
So you caught some head. I got it right, but that was not.
It was perfectly timed.
He laid out for the ball, and the guy managed to tackle him.
And you know what? And he tackled the way that he's supposed to. I don't know what else you're gonna do.
And if you're going like 30 miles an hour, he's going 30 miles an hour, and you're like, you're right, playing this by a millimeter.
Yeah, he didn't lead with his head, and with shoulder, and hey, I don't know. I thought that was a nice, clean football hit.
Yeah, Sanders has been a big part of the Peyton Manning offense this year.
Phenomenal, really.
So he's been good.
Wes who?
Yeah, Wes Welker's been nowhere to be found.
I don't know if Wes is ever going to regain his form. I don't know. Maybe the concussions, maybe something. Maybe marrying someone from Hooters. It's kind of crazy. Maybe the acid he did at the Super Bowl.
It
whatever.
really kind of
dropping acid at the Super Bowl,
really
handing out
just
$100 bills.
it feeds into the whole thing of like the Pats have this intuition of like, hey, it's time for this guy to move along.
Well,
Yeah.
case in point, look at what Edelman did. They all thought Amendola would be Wes Welker.
Yeah.
And then in comes Edelman, who everyone thought was just
But
like a third or fourth receiver.
Edelman had a little bit of an injury bug too, though.
But he did.
He
But
had a hard
did you ever
time-
think he would catch 100 passes in a
No,
year? Right.
I wouldn't think he'd stay healthy.
So
for
they
a
take
full
Welker
season.
out,
You know?
and then
Amendola, you kind of
Edelman's-
knew he was going to be hurt.
Yeah.
And Edelman's was he All-Star? last year?
Amendola just can't seem to get out of his own way.
Edelman All-Pro?
He should have been.
Respect for special teams? No?
I don't know the answer.
And then you
to
take
that,
Jonas
so.
Gray and you stick him in where Ridley is, and he scores 4 touchdowns. So like you
But
say,
Amendola
sometimes you just
returning kicks and
Yeah.
he just can't.
No, you get if there's fear. Now, Jonas Gray is going to be the cover of Sports Illustrated this week. That'll be out. I think it's probably out today or tomorrow.
Where's
So.
Bolden?
Buried on special
No,
teams.
I guess. I mean, you
I'm
kind
not-
of
haven't
thought he
seen
would
much of
kind of. He always had some moments.
Hey, you know what? But look at this week coming up though. It's not going to be Jonas Gray. It's going to be Vereen's week this week.
Could be.
Because he's Detroit is going to be difficult to run the ball against. Okay.
Right.
Vereen has better hands. He's more of a and if you look for that little short passing game,
There's going to be a whole different. There's going to be a different game.
I
plan for
I
sure
believe
this week.
so.
I think
that
so.
would be
I
my
think
thought.
you might be onto something.
You may want to maybe, take a look at the under, and maybe go with that.
You
Interesting
think?
though. I know
on
they
this
looking on characters like LeGarrette Blount. See you later. The kid over at Tate for
Ben
the
Tate,
Browns.
Ben
See
Tate.
ya.
But although Cleveland actually has a pretty good running back
They do. I
situation.
mean, those two,
now.
Crowell and West, are great, but Tate was the starter all year, and all of a sudden, bad in the locker room. So there's this kind of movement. It seems like they're not going to tolerate these guys that are, cancer in the locker room for lack
Now,
of
I
a
mean,
better word.
now do the Colts down, Bradshaw now? Do they take a gamble on one of those two guys?
There's rumors that they're interested. They got this guy filling in. I can't. Is it Heron?
Heron, yeah.
Who's coming in? Who's kind of a journeyman?
Was he
but-
former Bronco?
I believe so. But, so hey, maybe he'll fill in, and maybe Richards. This is Richards. I just think Bradshaw, he's had a history of injuries, and I was surprised he was playing as well as he did.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
some of these guys, you just wonder if they're going to go the
Yeah.
distance every year, after, injury after injury after injury. At some time,
Yeah, and that was
gives up.
severe. That was a neck injury, and then he had some back issues on top of that.
But
So
gone for the year.
yeah,
So that's a blow for Indy.
When is Gordon back?
actually this week.
This week.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's already talking like he's going to take over the whole league.
NFL,
He's already yapping.
He'll be the next guy banned.
Pretty much. He
Came back for a
was
game,
he's
yeah.
banned for 10 weeks. So, but he actually comes into a pretty good
Rebound.
situation in Cleveland. Cleveland at 6-5 now.
You never know, though.
Still
I mean,
alive this late
like
in the year. It's
Cleveland,
good for them.
Cleveland's got some chemistry going. But a guy like that's all of a sudden, I'm back, I'm the best guy on the team. Who knows? I might have a negative effect.
It can happen.
Because they got the kid
It's-
Hawkins is pretty good, Miles Austin. Now you got this other guy, and if he's just all of a sudden he's thinks he's top dog, just be quiet, come back from your ban and contribute. But some of these guys don't know those
Yeah,
two words, and then
you just
vocabulary.
don't
That's going to be an
quiet.
interesting. That division though is going to be very interesting. How that
sure.
all
Yeah.
shakes out,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and Le'Veon Bell, over 200 yards rushing.
Going crazy.
Yeah.
On Monday night.
Good
That's-
rusher.
That's a huge,
Yep.
huge.
So-
Big.
That certainly makes Blunt expendable, for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
so just about that time, we'll take a look at the standings, or actually Pete will look forward to this as
Hey.
he is running away with the
Hey,
show.
don't play
here.
possum
I-
with
you
me.
know what?
You know? With two of the great
you guys
pickers
should
of all
you guys
time.
should just fire me. Just tell me not to come anymore.
There's a long way to
We got-
go.
we get some
There's
work
a long
to do.
way to
Rich.
go.
This could be, could be the worst year.
Brian Kelly
ever.
couldn't make the show last week, so he's. So anyway, you'll be back on the show later this year anyway. So, Pete, your best three for this week?
Best three.
You keep
Is that
riding them?
9.5 Green Bay?
That is correct.
It's a lot on the road, but I've been riding those Green Bay Packers. They're El Fuego. Minnesota, I don't know. I don't care where this game is. That I don't think they should
Green
be on the
Bay's
same
defense
field.
starting to play better too.
A little
you
bit.
know,
Clay
so
Matthews.
Yeah.
So we'll keep throwing
riding.
Green Bay out there.
Riding the Green Bay Packers.
My little sleeper pick. I hate to go against them because they burnt me. I just can't. When I pick Cincinnati, they lose. When I pick against them, they win. So, but I'm going to take Houston, 2 points. I just think Houston has enough to get by Cincinnati at home. They're not a bad D.
Yeah, go back a couple of years. I mean, Cincinnati, Houston
Yeah,
beat them
what
both
is that?
times in the playoffs.
Where are they at?
Houston.
The game's at Houston.
I know, but where is Houston in the standings? So
They could be GON.
Yeah, Houston at 5-5.
okay, so they're behind the Colts by
Actually, just one game now.
one game.
Yeah.
So
You know, they get
All
something
right.
to
They
play
might
for. And who dat? Can they lose 3 in a row at home? Never happen. I'm going to take them again. 3.5. Is that 3.5?
It is 3.5 at home. New Orleans Saints
I'm a
Monday
little
Night
nervous.
Football.
I just, there's something to look forward to Monday night, and I don't know. New Orleans, they got to light somebody up sooner or later. So what the heck?
That'd be very surprising if they go down that. Right. Rich, you want to go?
no, go ahead.
right,
we'll
you-
just keep the
Phil
order.
McGrady.
Yeah, I know.
You've been here 25 years.
No game shirt on tonight. I didn't
No,
recognize
I
it.
had one. I just didn't. I got distracted and
You look
couldn't get to
different.
it.
You look something different.
I like the Denver Broncos to bounce back. Miami, I know they had a little extra day rest there on that Thursday night win. They had a struggle, but they did pull it out. I think the Broncos, even with the injuries at home, I think that's a good spot for them, giving away 7 points.
I kind of like that, although Miami scares me just a little bit.
The
because
defense is good.
They're surprising.
They are. They're sneaky good, especially on the defensive side. But I like the Broncos to get it going. I
And
think
it
they
is
can
mile
cover.
high.
I think they can cover that 7 points. So I'm going to go with the Broncos this week. I'm going to go with the Patriots. They got me my only win last week.
Right. They're
I think
playing well.
it's going to be a tough game. Detroit's defense can keep these in the game, but I think they probably have an answer for Megatron. I think they can.
He's not healthy.
Yeah, I think they did a good job on the collection of Colts receivers. I think they did a good job on the Bronco receivers. And Rich, you mentioned Megatron not 100%.
Yeah.
Try to make Stafford beat you.
Golden Tate.
Yeah, Golden Tate, but
Yeah.
Having a good year.
so it's a lot of points. I think it'll be probably a low-scoring game.
7
I like
points?
the Patriots.
See, I'm gonna hold my tongue on it, because why would you even ever listen to anything that I have to say? Because I'm horrible, but
No, you're not.
but
And
I could see him blowing
Just
them
in
out.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
I think so too. And then the last
I
pick.
still fear you guys.
Boy, good. San Francisco 49ers.
I knew it was
If
gonna
they don't get it going, it's 9 points, a lot of points to give away. They were terrible against the Giants. this week.
Washington,
They still
what are they? 2-7, something?
Well, Redskins get blown out at home by Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's not good.
week.
That's
know
not a
what?
good sign.
Give away the 9 points. I think
You're
the
gonna make him take
49ers
Tampa
need
Bay
to
now.
pound somebody, and I think it is the Redskins this week.
sent you a
Take the
message.
49ers, give away the points. I
Against
know it's a
Jay
lot of
Cutler.
points.
All right, sorry.
The
makes
funny
me
thing
laugh.
is, in Washington,
You're gonna take him.
no, the RG3, he needs to just shut up.
Yeah. Even the coach told him to shut up.
Exactly,
right?
so
He used to worry about
anyway,
himself.
all right. So let me
Washington
make
suburbs,
Too many Subway
my
commercials.
3 losing
Those Subway
picks.
commercials going
Let
to
me
his
just
head.
take my 3 losing picks,
That's
and
like-
then I'll
that's a
leave.
confidence.
You know what? I can't. That division is so bad.
Anyone can.
I feel
win.
Atlanta or
I'm
Cleveland.
taking Cleveland.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to
He's
take Cleveland.
staying with the
You know
Browns.
what?
Yeah.
So I'm going to stay with the Browns. Gordon's coming back.
Right.
Atlanta's horrible.
They're in first place.
They're in first
They
place.
get something
so-
to play for all
right.
of a sudden, yeah. Matty Ice.
You know what? I'm going to take the Bills. 6 feet.
Have Bills,
you know,
6 feet of
come on.
snow and 6 feet under.
Yeah,
The Jets don't wanna
You know,
go
so
down with
that you know what? So
Cut Eric Decker today.
it and here's the best one, right?
Can I guess?
quality games we're
You're not going
selecting
back to
from
the
this
Jaguars, are you?
No.
right.
But I'm close.
All right, is it Tampa Bay? Did he send it to you?
No, I'm taking Tennessee.
Tennessee. They look pretty good the
I'm
other
going
night.
to take Tennessee.
They hung in there for a while.
I cannot take a team that has Sanchez as
the
their
quarterback.
The
Tennessee,
Bishop looked
Tennessee
pretty-
played tough. They played
Yeah,
the
they
Steelers
did play
tough.
pretty good.
And you know what? I know that's probably going to be a loss, but Tennessee played tough. They deserve better there against Pittsburgh. So, hey, you know what?
Phil's favorite
There you
team.
go.
And there you go. We are going to do our show a little bit earlier for you guys next week. But
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
be
I'm
on,
off next week, so
all
I
right,
can,
okay. So we're looking at
you know.
a Tuesday videotaping day for us. So that works for
Oh, yeah?
everybody. Yeah.
That's news to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're not going to do Thanksgiving night. We've tried that before.
Oh, it's Wednesday, Thanksgiving? Thursday.
Thursday is. But
Oh,
we're not the
Thanksgiving
night before. Forget it.
Just Pete, you're the
Tuesday.
best.
Yeah.
You know,
So anyway,
so-
that will
Don't
wrap it
wanna
up.
be here.
Patriots and the Detroit Lions this week. So we'll see you next week with a new show, Thanksgiving edition of Armchair Quarterback. So we'll see you later. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for watching.